Hey, real quick, if you're trying to do high gain stuff and you're using a noise suppressor, the best way to do it is the 4-cable method or X method or whatever you want to call it. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your guitar input, you're going to go into the input of your noise suppressor, and then instead of going to the output of the noise suppressor into your amp, you're going to go out of the send of the noise suppressor into your phaser or modulation, then your overdrive, then that goes to your amp, and then you're going to take the output, send that to a delay, reverb, and all that stuff. That's going to go to the back of the amp's effects loop, and you're going to take that output and it's going to go to the return of the effects loop. Then you're going to take the send of the effects loop, and that's going to go back into the return of the noise suppressor. And this way it will cut off all the distortion, or depending on how high the gain is, but it'll be very much more manageable. And then most of these amps have other dials with their effects loop, so you can dial it just in so it doesn't completely kill your tone. And today I'm using the Dual Rectifier Mesa Boogie, and I actually quite like this Mesa a lot now. So I dialed it in and I'm digging it because you can get rock or heavy without it being like that, I guess, Slipknot-y type of thing. But this thing sounds great after I got it cleaned up. So and if I take this off, so I mean, not a big deal really, but it really depends on what you're trying to get out of it, you know what I mean? If you want to and have less noise, but you still want to be able to put your phaser on. If you put that phaser in the effects loop, it's going to come after your overdrive, and that's going to sound, I don't like that sound. It kind of takes over your whole fuzz or distortion and sounds like shit to me. It might, for certain things it could sound good. Most time I don't like it. And then you can have your delay not going into distortion if that's what you're after, if you want that more in the background kind of delay. And that's dialed in a little hotter than probably anybody that's doing shreddy leads or anything, but I don't do that kind of stuff. So the phase. And then the cool thing is I have this death metal pedal. Just was messing around with it. I bring it out every once in a while. You can see its paint is coming off, and it's not in the best shape. It makes a bunch of noise, but it always has been I used to make fun of my one friend for having this pedal back in 90 whatever. I was like, really, dude? But now, I eat my words because it's pretty gnarly. So going into distortion, you're going to get a lot of feedback even with a noise suppressor. See that? But So you can just get like a more gnarly sound in the middle of whatever if you wanted to, you know what I mean? I find it like sounds really good for the single note 16ths or whatever that is, that 16ths or six, I don't even know, really fast. And you know, for that black metal, death metal type of stuff, whatever. And yeah, you could really have a killer death metal, black metal, whatever setup with this, because then you can have the control. You can still have your rockin' type of sound, but get the tighter metally sound as well. If you are on that side of the realm, I like stuff to be a little bit out of control and noisy, and not as tight, but this setup can definitely do both. So anyway, that was a quick little setup tip, I guess, for anybody that's doing high gain stuff. I just was setting this up for fun, but I figured why not share this with other people. There's plenty of diagrams out there. The Boss one, the actual Boss one, I think they actually have the modulation going with the delays and reverbs into the effects loop. I just don't like that sound. It just comes after the distortion again, and it takes the edge off of your distortion, so it kind of can get a little muddy sounding. Before it, you can really control it a little bit. You can give it more craziness without it getting in the way. So all right, well, hopefully you found this useful. If you did, subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.